Welcome back, one and all. How we all doing, boyglings? I am the expert, the master of disaster, the one and only boy seers, Sonoma Strolla, and he is very, very tired. He is very, very tired. Oh man, give me just a second, and I will have things set up. I did not have this set up. Where is it? Where is the thing? What do I want to play? What am I playing today? You know what? We're gonna play. Where is it? Why can I not find it? It's right here. We're gonna play this. So let's go over here, and I am gonna play. Let's play some of this music here. I'm trying to find. This will be right here. We're gonna start there. And hopefully it doesn't go into anything funky. If it does, I will just have to change some music. So hi, hello, welcome, how are you all doing? Give me a second. Give me just a second. Alright, so, how about we just jump on in over here? So... Wow! Go away, you. So you're gonna see some of my, chat over here. The chat is gonna be over there. Give me just a second, if you will. 1 second. 1 second. I'm making sure things are correct. Things are correct. Okay, so. You see me. You see me. No! Do not extend that. So. I want to talk about this game a little bit today. And I see that my connection is being weird today, so hopefully this isn't going to be a bad thing. So, when's the last time I talked about this game? I don't even remember, it's been a while. I've done a lot of work on this game. It is very close to being done, actually. I am missing some sprites. Mostly in-battle enemy sprites. Once I get that done and get some more music done, then we will be done with the game. Give me just a second. I just got a ping. Okay. Okay, we are back. So why don't we take a look at how the game looks now? By looking at the playable characters a little bit, eh? Let me make sure I catch the right thing. Is it catching the right thing? Where'd it go? I keep hitting overall buttons. So, this is spoilers, by the way, but yeah! We got new sprites for our V2. Thanks, Zay. Zay did take time to get all the stuff for Bijou. Gonna do that just to get this out of the way. So in terms of the characters, for the last time you people saw this, there have been a few changes. Only a few though. Some of the characters are pretty much identical. They haven't really changed. Like, for example, if I recall, I don't think there's a single change of Fauna. I think Fauna is identical. to how she was last time. This got nerfed a little bit from 50% magic to 25% magic. This got changed a little bit. So it gives regen and it heals her whenever she, it heals, all allies whenever she does, magic damage. Yeah, I think everything is pretty much identical outside of that. I don't think there's anything different about her whatsoever. She was fine, I think. She was pretty much fine as she was. Now, one of the things that did get changed is equipment. Weapons, as you can see, can give abilities. Not all weapons do. This one's, powers up a couple of abilities. This one does not give anything. I didn't think it needed anything. Ability. Yeah. So let's take a look. So, this increases the damage stat skill by 25%. Increases damage stat skill by 25%. And they both give, like, elemental resist buffs. An elemental resist buff. This one's kind of like the weakest out of all of them, because, I mean, that's not really a whole lot compared to what the others do. Also, weapons now give only 5 attack or magic per level instead of 10. It's for balancing purposes, because even with 5, I mean, this is level 99, the max level you're gonna hit is level 50, so... Yeah, level 50 is the highest you're gonna hit normally, so... Your stats wouldn't be as high, but I mean, it's still pretty high, all things considered. Actually, no, I didn't do that yet. I need to do that. I do need to do that because this gets a little high. As you can see, that's plus, 90? Wait a minute. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90. Stuff reveals off somewhere. Stuff reveals a little off somewhere. And I don't know where. But yeah, that's basically what all of this does. If you're wondering what some of these abilities are, like that one is a magic reduction and restore damage taken, so it's kind of a neat little thing. And this powers up a couple of abilities. This gives you access to this crazy move. Just restore all HP MP, remove all debuffs, but everyone now gets 90% healing deduction for the next 5 turns, so you can't really rely on it that much. So there's that. So Mume got updated quite a bit. Mume, you're not even the right level. Yes, you're in the party, Moom. And her HP is kind of bad. So, the thing that changed about Mume, Doggone now hits, instead of like every 10 levels, it's every 5 levels. And it gives you an additional hit. Because you don't get level, because you don't get a level 100 or level 99 anymore. There was no reason to keep it at 10, so I put it at 5. The elemental attacks now debuff the opposite element. So this fire elemental will no longer debuff fire, it debuffs the opposite element. I did that so that you're not just using the same attack over and over and over and over. You have to, like, flip it, even if the enemy is resistant or immune to the element. This now has a 30% chance to evade the counter, on top of the 50% evasion. And she now has a couple new abilities. She has this one, which gives +1 to a regular attack, and increases the amount of times the counter attacks from 1 to 5. So normally, whenever you do a counter, you only get 1 counter that entire turn until it's that character's turn again. With this buff, she'll be able to counter 5 times before her next turn. So, it's a nice little buff. And she gets 1 additional attack. And this is a move that Ina had. I moved it from Ina to Mume. If you're wondering why, because of the little Promise collab with the Promise Dungeon. If anyone knows what I'm talking about with the sacrifice ability here, with the Promise Dungeon, you know what I'm talking about. For those who don't know, Mume got a magical weapon where she could use the weapon, if she rolled the dice right on it, to sacrifice 1 of her teammates to fully heal everyone else. So, since Iris was like, Iris didn't really have very good luck. She did like no damage the entire time, and she only really healed herself, and she was the healer. So Mume just did this to her. So I felt like, you know what? Let's give this a Mume. Let's take it from Ina. I tried to spread abilities evenly so that one single character did not have too many abilities. I'll be right back. I need to check something real quick. Give me just a second. Alright. So yeah, those are the 2 new abilities Mume got. These are the abilities that got changed. So she got a little bit of an update. Will this actually matter? I don't know. Because this doesn't actually heal the party. It just kills the character to do damage to the enemy. I don't know why it's magic. I could change something else other than magic. But, I mean, you know, I could also make it so that it, just does damage based off of, their HP or FC in this game. Because, in some cases, some characters like, say, Bijou, or, yeah, it's mostly Bijou. She's gonna have a crap ton of HP, as you're gonna see. Mume got a lot of interesting stuff here with her weapons, like Friend. Friend is a common ability you'll see, which inflicts fear on an enemy. It makes it so that if the target has fear, there's a 25% chance that they will not get their turn. Now, I changed it from how it used to be, because if you had an enemy with fear try to do an action and the fear effect kicked in before a jump attack lands, basically it goes like this. A character jumps. The turn before they would land with their jump, if an enemy with fear has fear kicked in, and the character tries to land, the game will crash. I don't know what causes it, but I tried to do this workaround with it. Now, I don't know if this is going to be a thing I'm going to keep for enemies, but we will see. Speed Gone. It's basically a, extra damage on enemies if they have, specific statuses. If they have fear, it does a crap ton more damage. Honestly, it should, remove the status, who I feel, if they have it. I feel like, anyways. So yeah, that is the Mume with that weapon. She has a bunch of weapons like that. Half MP cost, heals her whenever, heals her MP rather, whenever she does damage. More friend, extra attack, HP drain. Deadly Dawn, and this also, gives her extra counter chances, which does stack with, her buff. So, you get gear to, counter 10 times before her turn. So, Deadly Dawn. Same thing, but it's with, Confuse and Stun instead of, Slow Haste. Okay. And then she has a chance to counter with a Dispel, which is nice. Also, instant death. She could probably get off with that. Lots of evasion. Why does that say Imperial? That should be Imperil. I gotta get rid of that A. So, Unsuspected Howl is the last ability she gets. I'm hitting the wrong button. So what that does is extra damage per buff on the target. So if they have like haste, protect, cell, regen, MP regen, all that good stuff, this will do 20% extra more damage per buff. So you can get some pretty good buffs on there, or pretty good damage. That's a lot of MP just for that. Huh. I didn't realize I did so much, I had so much MP. So B2, yeah, B2's portrait is a little bit different from everyone else's. He tried his best. It's still not a bad portrait, though. It just doesn't match up with both other portraits. Honestly, it's a very B2-like thing, but like, I'm just gonna get right up in the camera. It sounds like a B2 thing. Level 8. Level 8, huh? How do I always go... always go... a little bit. So yeah, you can see at level 50, she gets like a ridiculous amount of HP. Like this is your Hank. If you ever need that Hank, this is your Hank. The things got changed on B2. She lost a couple of abilities. A couple of the abilities she had was reduce all physical damage to 0 with double magic damage taken, and vice versa with the other ability for 5 turns, and that was on her. I got rid of them because you can make it so that she never takes any damage ever. Which, I mean, we don't want that. We don't want to make it impossible to, get damage, you know? She does get this ability, Zero Refractal. This is an ability that, Crony had, so it got moved over to B2. So now she could cast, Reflect on a party member. I did that because Crony had way too many abilities, so I moved it over to B2. Otherwise, B2 didn't really change very much. I don't remember what Alexandrite Mist used to be. I think that was Elemental Resist Up. Which I changed because I felt like Elemental Resist Up kind of nullified having the Elemental Resist buffs that Ina and Fauna has. Honestly, what I might do, and this is something I'm thinking of doing, is giving each character a specific elemental buff that they can do. Like, for example, Bijou could give, like, Earth Resist or something. Or, Ina could give, like, Water Resist. Or Crony could give Light Resist. You know, something like that. That would give each character more use. And give them a reason to, be, switched in and all that. Give me just a second again. What's going on? Okay. Okay, give me just a second. Alright. Moving on. So, the other things that changed. Her weapons, I don't remember if this was something I showed last time. None of her weapons deal damage to the enemy. They all do support ability. So, the weapons she has on heals HP to one ally. Restores 30% MP. Gives a character plus 50% MP for 5 turns. This is the only one that lets her do damage. And it does damage based off of her magic. It also gives her Judgment Cut. So, Judgment Cut, I need to make that not an ability you can use outside the battle. Let me... I will note that down. Judgment Cut, make not useful outside the battle. There we go. So, as you can see, it costs a fair amount. It does 8 hits. And it inflicts defense down and crit vulnerable to all enemies. I'm gonna have to test this a little bit more and make sure it's not busted. The main use for this ability, if you're wondering, is mostly to get rid of barrier. If there's something that has like a multi-hit barrier, this would be the ability for that. Multi-hit moves break barriers very easily. This one makes it easier to inflict statuses on enemies. Also MP cost reduction. Doubles, it halves her HP, but doubles her MP. And using her attack will make all, debuffs go from the party to her. And it will heal, each character based on the number of debuffs that get removed. So, it's like a party status heal, but she gets hit with all the statuses. Now, I don't know if giving her a ribbon will actually protect her from the statuses. I have to check. But if it does, it does, you know. This gives an extra regular attack to one ally. Doubles the character's max HP, so you can use this, cast it on herself, and now also have max HP, which is 9999. It doubles the power of Guard, which is an interesting little buff. This does not have any buff on it. If she uses a hack, it does not do anything. It does a regular attack. The main draw is making it target her more often, and she gets auto haste. That right there is what makes it really good for auto haste, because she's slow. She is the slowest character in the game, by far. By far. Goodbye, Bijou, and goodbye, Mume. So, Iris. Iris This is Iris over here. You're level 50 now. The goofiest Nephilim around. So, Iris got her skill set split into two. So she has Song, because, you know, she had enough abilities that were songs. And they all have a unique thing to them. So to think about the songs, excluding one step at a time, all of these abilities will put the higher skill set on a 5-turn cooldown. So this is the only one that will not put the skill set on a 5-turn cooldown. So you will want to choose which ability you think is the most useful at the time. So this one makes so that the character cannot be hard hit. Actually, I don't know if that puts the skill set on cooldown or not. Damage equal to her luck times 8 over time. Copy is a mimic ability. Reduces MP cost by 50%, but reduces healing power by 50%. So, it's a trade-off. Increases elemental weakness damage by 30%. Increase critical hit rate by 25%. 30% chance to survive dying. And doubles the party's max HP. So it's like we choose one weapon, but at the same time. And then over here, not a whole lot changed. This ability would crash the game. This is the one specifically that crashes the game if an enemy has fear, the original version of fear. So this is why I changed how fear was, because I did want to get rid of this. This is who iconic. It's who iconic. 4 hits, now heals the weakest ally 50% of the damage dealt. The rest of these are pretty much identical. I feel like this should just be gravity, honestly. And this one is just absorb match damage that she hates for her until her next turn. Now the big change is she gets Nephilim Beam. I don't know why I never gave her this originally. I guess the reason I didn't was because I didn't want to copy too much from the Counterist RPG. So I was like, you know, I don't want to copy I don't want to copy that much from it. Obviously, there's some things that come from it, like the Hope Soga. Because I didn't know Hope Soga was an actual thing until later on. But the Nephilim Beam deals damage equal to the amount of MP put into it. If you use it at full MP, it will do, I think, triple the amount of damage she would do with her regular attack. And I think it hits all enemies, I want to say. Is there all enemies or one enemies? I guess she has no MP for next 3 turns. You cannot heal her MP. That's the biggest change to Iris. All of her weapons let her regular attack hit all enemies. So, she's really, really good for groups with her regular attacks. Originally, her regular attack was like poo, because it was based off of her attack stat. This enables... A lot of these abilities do give her diorama, I think. No, only this gives her diorama. Also, this doubles the power of Seraphic Kick. If you notice you didn't see that in her skill set, that's the landing move from her jump skill. So what diorama does, you can use this and reduce the cooldown time on her songs by 2. So you can use this 3 times in a row and get access to her songs immediately. Or you can use it twice and it'll be set to a 1-turn cooldown. Now, this does cost 25th MP to do. And she is able to do another action immediately after using this ability, so you can use it twice, again use like an item or one of her other abilities, again, just wait for her next turn to use something else. Join with you. All of these abilities are in the songs, by the way. It doubles the power of one magic attack. If it's a multi-hit magic attack, only the first hit will be doubled. So, it's a pretty powerful ability, I think. In my opinion. I'm on the wrong button. It also lets her double cast magic attacks, so it's pretty strong. Amplifier, loudspeaker. Loudspeaker, it's the same, or a berserker, it's the same as join with you, except it's for physical attacks. Flower of Hope. What does that do? That restores MP based on a random value between 0 and double the user's level. So if they're like level 25, if she uses it, it can be between 0 and 50 MP. So it's not a terrible move, but it's not a super great move. I'm debating on if I should change the formula for it, because at level 50 you're only going to get 100 MP for it, and I don't know how useful that will be. I may have to test this one further. Delight. Also, this powers up Core Bravery up to 75% instead of 25%. Delight. Oh, it makes it so that, it's a buff to the party so that their attacks restore 10% HP, 1% MP, whatever they do. I don't know if that's regular attacks or all attacks. I may have to go check that one. Nameless Sadness. Auto Resist. What this means is you cannot give her any debuffs, but she cannot get any buffs. So it's a double-edged sword. It's a very, very double-edged sword. Nameless Sadness. It's like a... It's an all stats down debuff. Reduces all attack defense, magic defense. It reduces all attack by 20% to all enemies. So, you can add on to, like, anything that reduces, like, stats by 25%. You can add 20% more onto that, which is a pretty strong. I feel like that's pretty strong, and it's 100% accuracy. So, nothing is immune to this, making it pretty valuable, I think. This gives her an extra attack on her regular attack. Sink again, rise again. It kills her, but it fully heals all HP MP in the party. So it's a last-ditch effort to keep yourself alive. If you're in a situation where you can't heal, and you don't have enough MP for your healers to heal, you can switch out someone for Iris that can use this. Granted, she has to have MP to use it, but, you know. This gives her, double magic, so this is something I'm probably going to remove this auto magic up. She probably does not need that, in all honesty. If she's KO'd, it restores all HP to the party, and it lasts until her next action, so... Until the next time her turn comes around, if she dies, just remove the buff from her once. So it's a one-time only thing. If she dies, it will restore everyone's HP. So she has a couple ways of keeping everyone alive. Also, a lot of these cost a lot of MP. Oh, right. Another big thing about weapons. This is why MP cost looks so wild. Each weapon increases MP by 25% right now per level. So, this is 0%, basic weapon gets 0. This is 25, 50, 75, 100, all the way up to 300. I'm gonna be changing this so that it's only 10% per level. So at the end of the day, it's double MP at the highest weapon. And you get this ability with her ultimate weapon, which enables all of those abilities. Well, it enables 4 abilities for the next 5 turns. I was going to make it enable all abilities for the next 5 turns, but if I did that, there would be no point in using other weapons now, would there? Actually, there would be, because this doesn't give you any other thing but that skill. So maybe I should make this give more, give it 1, 2, the other 3 abilities. Maybe, I don't know. So that is Iris. So how about Bay? Bay. So Bay. Not that. Bay did lose a couple of abilities. She lost Sneaky Rat, which is a steel command. I didn't feel like steel need to be there. She also lost Squeak's motivation because I didn't really feel like that needed to be there either. But otherwise, she's pretty much identical. Outback Soul got renamed. Outback Soul got removed. That got moved over to Mume. And Unhinged Swing got renamed again. I just had to. Look, it's who iconic, yeah, it's who iconic with Bay now. It was gonna happen. But otherwise, everything else with Bay is identical. Oh! No, I'm wrong. So, these, status inflicting moves right here, they now have a 50% chance of either doing non-elemental damage and causing the status. And note, the status is 100% on these abilities, I believe. So if the attack hits, it will inflict the status, I believe. Or, if it misses, it will heal the party of those statuses. So, it's a gamble. And it's a gamble that almost always works in favor of the player. Maybe. This is still identical. These are all identical. Nothing else here is different. So Bay does still have a few, quite a bit of moves. But I think that's okay. And as you can see, her weapons do random damage. So it can do... I don't remember what the formula is. The formula is based off of Final Fantasy VI's dice damage. Every single weapon she has, excluding this one. This one gets 3 rolls. Every other dice has 2 rolls. Upside Down is a self-buff. It only targets Bay, so it reverses debuffs with buffs on her. So if she has, like, poison, it'll become regen. if she has a hack down, defense down, it become a hack up, defense up, etc, etc. It's a pretty useful buff, or ability, if you can make use of it on her turn. I don't think you can silence that. You might be able to. This one's a weird one. It doesn't increase attack at all. But the more you run away, the stronger it gets. It's basically a chicken knife. Doubles the amount of money you get and enables steel cage. So steel cage takes all the debuffs from her and moves it to one enemy, including the amount of turns. So this could be useful for dumping status effects onto an enemy. Now, if the enemy is immune to it, I actually don't know if it can inflict it. That's something I'm going to have to test. But, I mean, if you inflict an enemy with Doom, and they're immune to death anyways, then it's not going to do anything. But, you know. Beginner's Luck. It doubles her accuracy, gives her a 30% chance to evade physical attacks only, and counter. Double Down gives her extra regular attack, and doubles the power of Zatsudan My Soul. So, Zatsudan My Soul gets stupidly powerful if you use it with her at like 1 HP. This makes it twice as strong. Also, you notice Faye has really high attack, but none of her weapons use the attack formula. So, you can do damage to enemies and not have to worry about where her attack stat matters. So, attack up, attack down, they don't matter on her. Handicap gives her 30% chance to inflict D-Protect or D-Cell. So what that means is D-Protect will half or double the amount of physical damage, and D-Cell doubles the amount of max damage. So it's kind of strong. Actually, I think it might be 25% or 50%. It's still really strong. It combos with attack or defense down and max defense down. Now, Heights of Chaos is a unique buff that gives a 5% chance of inflicting a debuff with the regular attack command. Now, this is any debuff, including instant death. So, if you have someone who hits multiple times, this might be useful on them. It's like a bad breath ability in a way. This makes Harbinger of Chaos do extra damage against Blind, Silence, Confused, and Slow. So this makes Harbinger of Chaos even stronger. Jackpot doubles, it gives you like a random amount of attacks, but they all have 50% accuracy. Dominator. Dominator got saves, I believe. Yes. So Dominator used to be Sagan's thievery skill, where it would do damage based off of her base speed and the amount of time she stole items. Now it has a 50% chance of doing damage based off of her luck and all stats down. But if it misses, she gets hit with all stats down. Meaning attack down, defense down, magic down, max defense down, evade down, slow. Like it really destroys whoever it hits. So you got a 50% chance of that working. Which, I mean, that's still pretty good. And if it hits, it's always a 100% accuracy, I believe, with the statuses. I believe. and her ultimate weapon doesn't give any abilities. It does make her attack have a chance to give crit vulnerability, making crits easier. And it does give her regular attack a chance to reduce all elemental resist by 25%. So it's a pretty strong weapon on its own. So I didn't think it really needed any abilities attached. So that is Bay. Bay is pretty good. Crony is also pretty good. As you can see, Crony gets a lot of HP. And the big thing about Crony is honestly, her regular attack is really, really strong. And I will go over that here in a second. She did lose a couple abilities. She no longer has in the nick of time that got moved over to Kiara. She lost another ability somewhere. She lost the ability that made it so that it staggered healing and damage until 2 turns later for all enemies and allies. That's what this used to be, but that got removed. Something else got changed too. I don't remember what else got removed. But she did lose like 3 abilities, because she had a lot of abilities. But other than that, one of the big things about Crony is she's the only character that can affect the charge rate of CTB for enemies or allies. What that means is it can increase or decrease the amount of turns someone gets. Now, normally, as it is, no matter what the character's speed is, if it doesn't reduce or increase the CTB charge rate, if a character with 255 speed fights someone with 1 speed, no matter how fast they will always get 2 turns before the target gets 1. It doesn't matter. I don't know why, that's just how it is. This makes it so that you can get additional turns on top of that. So it is a very helpful thing. And it's unique to Crony. Because, you know, time. It makes sense. I think this used to be 50%. Now it's 100% to remove buffs. It might still be 50, I'm not sure. See, these also have CTB changes. Honestly, I don't think anything really changed on Crony. This changed. This used to make it so that enemies will run away. This is now a jump skill. It does not do any damage though. She will just, it's like a hide, like Edward's hide. She will leave battle for a couple turns and can come back and heal herself of all debuffs and 25% max HP enemy. So it's nice if you think an enemy's gonna use something that's gonna, you know, wreck you. Some enemies have health. Some enemies do attack patterns. Other enemies will just do stuff. This allows Crony to avoid that. Or, you know, just get a good heal in. Everything else is pretty much identical. Now, what really makes Crony really strong is all of her weapons. Every single weapon has a counter to it. Like a 20% counter to do something. This one's just 20% counter with regular attack. The thing that makes her really scary is she's the only character who gets double attack innately. So she will have 2 attacks as opposed to 1 attack that everyone else has by default. So she's a good candidate for anything that gives her extra attacks, because she already does 2. This one gives her time gained and time loss. Now what that is, it's a very strong ability. It's Heiska and Sloga. So it's the AoE version of Slow and Haste. And you can get these real early. However, as you can guess, this is her second weapon. Meaning, you're sacrificing a lot of attack power and probably better abilities for Heiska and Sloga. I mean, take it as you will. It's still probably really, really strong though. I will be right back. Give me just a second. I need to check something real quick. Give me a second. One second. Alright, that takes care of that. That's not well wanted. Give me a second. Alright. Alright, so. That's that ability. This one allows her to counter with Rewind Clock. So, this is what I meant by it changes the counter. So, whenever she gets hit, she will use Rewind Clock. Which is one of the abilities she lost. I'm gonna have to check that. Give me a second. Let me just... I don't have enough room over here. Go away, keyboard. Okay, so I'm gonna go over here. Do this. What is that weapon? That is a weapon of, split second. Split second. Check. Rewind the clock. Okay. Good. It's a good thing I'm doing this right now, because I would have, forgotten later. Alright, so. The ability this gives, Split Time, if anyone is aware of the trouble status from Final Fantasy IX, this is basically that. It makes it so that an enemy that gets hit and takes damage will split half of that damage, I believe, to all other enemies. And this is AoE, so it has a chance of not working, I believe. But it is a pretty strong move, especially if you throw AoEs, I think. I'm not sure. This has a chance to counter with countdowns that inflicts doom. Time Stasis is an ability that apparently just resets the party's aim speed to what it was the previous turn. This one I'm a little bit iffy on, because I don't know if that's going to be too broken, or if it's actually going to work properly, so that's something I'm a little bit iffy on. Fourth Dimension, it has a chance to counter with an ability that has 25% hit rate on reducing stats. It also enables Time Leap. So Time Leap is... she basically gives up her turn to let a character get their turn in. You cannot target her with it. So you can use it on like B2, so she gets her turn in after Cronies. It's a very useful ability. I might reduce the MP cost of it, honestly. Heim Paradox. This also allows you to counter with Heim Paradox. It makes it so that her regular attack, or a regular attack hits another Heim. So there's a lot of ways to make regular attacks hit multiple times. So you use Heim Paradox on Crony, or so counter with it. And note, counters do cost MP. So if she counters with the move, it's still gonna cost the MP. So that's something to be aware of. But use this, so have 3 regular attacks. Use Biju's ability to give her an extra attack. There's 4. Give her accessories, and she can hit like 5, 6, 7 times probably with a regular attack. If you use this weapon. And she does get really, really high attack, so she can hit pretty hard. And then there's fast forward, which I think, it increases the party's CTB charge speed by 50%. So it makes it so that everyone else gets their turn faster. So the fact that she gets this as a counter, I mean, it is very expensive, as it should be, but it makes it so that everyone but her gets their turn faster. So it's very strong. It's a very strong ability. This lets her counter with Sands of Time. And it can inflict reverse healing. What reverse healing means is if they heal, they'll take damage. So it's a very low chance of inflicting it. But if you do, and it's an enemy or boss that heals a lot, looking at you, Sora. Sora heals all the time. Then you might want to consider this weapon. And then this one gives her Time Buster, which is kind of like Second Hand, but it targets one enemy. I do not have it enabled, so I'm gonna have to Infinity. Make it give Time Buster. I don't know why it's not giving the Time Buster skill. That's weird. That is the wrong thing. It's the gift. So Time Buster does non-elemental physical damage to the enemy and reduces their charge rate by I think 25 or 50%. So it's kind of strong. Again, Blades of Time. It lets you counter with Time Surf Flies, which is this ability right here. So she will just focus at an enemy, which can do a lot of damage if you're lucky. If you hit the right second, it can do a lot of damage, or it'll do no damage. So this one is probably the least impressive. It does have light element to it, so there's that. If you need an elemental weapon. It does inflict slow, which is very good. Evade down, which is okay. So that's Crony. Crony is pretty good. Ina! Ina. Who has like a bajillion abilities. Also, the worst HP. But the best MP. So yeah, Ina dies a lot. She gets hit by stuff and she just fools. And it doesn't help that she has like the worst defense. She has the best magic defense, I think. No, she's tied with Fauna. She's actually tied with Fauna with magic defense. Wow. she does have the highest magic, though. So Ina, this allows her to give elemental buffs to the party's attacks. So fire, earth, wind, water, light, dark. It's very useful for hidden elemental weakness. Or, if you're using someone like, say, Mume, who can reduce elemental damage or resist by 25%. Use Mume for that. Use Iris for the elemental weakness buff. And then you use this to give that element and go to town with your regular attacks. Consumes HP to restore MP to the party. Consumes all MP to restore HP to one ally, equal to 5 times the amount of MP consumed. So if you use it with full MP, that will heal about 2600 HP as it is. So it heals a lot, but it does cost all her MP. Deals damage equal to the difference in her HP and max HP. So this one's a little weird, if only because she doesn't get a lot of HP. I might honestly make this AoE just because it feels really weak. Like, if you have her at 1 HP, it does 1,935 damage. Now, if you're weak at dark, it'll do more. So, I guess that's fine. Switches her... This one's a little bit weird. It switches her HP with one ally. So, if she has full HP, and the ally has like 1%, it'll switch. So she'll have 1%, if the ally will have 100%. And if the lowest percent is below 25%, they get set to 25%. So it can kinda heal. It's weird. You basically want to use this when she's at low HP, and you don't want her to die. Or you use it to switch her HP with someone else, so you go down with this. This does cost her HP, and it does more damage with lower HP, so it's like this. But this hits all enemies, and you can't really use it when she's got too low HP. This is like Iris's one ability where if she dies, it full heals the party. If the hack would kill Ina, this ability would kill the enemy if they're not immune to it. So it's like a last ditch effort. If you think Ina's gonna die, just throw this up. Changes MP cost to HP. If you're running out of MP, you can just switch over to HP for abilities. I kind of wonder if I should do that and make it for all playable characters, where she can throw that onto a character. What do you guys think? Do you think this should only work on Ina? Or do you think it should work on anyone in the party? Oh, so this basically is a self-destruct. It kills her and do damage equal to 5 times her current HP. And it removes re-raise, so I mean, you can use it when she's at full HP. How much damage is that? Let's find out. Times 5. That's a lot of damage. I might have to nerf that. Also, I just realized I just hit a bunch of things. fix all of this. There we go, we're all fixed. Okay. I hit all the wrong buttons. Alright, so there's that. Increase MP cost by 50%, increase power of max by 25. Everything else is pretty much the same. The main difference here is Ina's magic attacks have a chance to inflict status effects. So I think they're at like 10% for the status effects. So you might not see them very often, but they're there. You might be able to hit them. So that's all of your regular stuff. Abilities or weapons. So Ina gets some unique weapons, and this is something that from Ho-Ho Fantasy. Her weapons will increase one element by 25%. And I think this is for everyone, all allies and all enemies, I think. But it reduces the other element by 25%. So you can make a particular element way stronger, but another element way weaker. So for Aradia here, it increases fire damage by 25%, but reduces water damage by 25%. So you might not want to use this in, like say, you might not want to use this in, the hell level, because this is going to make, the water damage weaker. But you might want to use this in, like, the ice area, because this is going to make the fire stuff stronger, and make their attacks weaker. Void Blast. The Void Blast. So this does dark damage, and it gives her absorbed magic until her next turn. So it does Iris's one ability on top of doing dark damage. And it's the only magic attack that can crit. So it's a very unique ability in that it can crit. Whoops. This gives her Null Void. This also makes her immune, slow, and stop, which is interesting. Null Void is just, it removes all buffs, debuffs. It removes all buffs, debuffs from all enemies and allies. So, if you're having problems trying to keep up with buffs and debuffs, you can just use this to get rid of all of that and reset everything. This one gives null elements, which is more resist elements. It gives her elemental buffs for each element. So it's like Fauna's weapon skills, but she gets all of them at the same time. In addition, she takes 25% less damage for physical attacks, and she gets 30% magic evasion, so it's pretty solid. This one does not give any abilities, but it does make her regular attack have a chance to reduce target's HP by 25%. This gives her two abilities. So the first one is Empty Soul, which makes it easier to hit debuffs on enemies by 50%. And this one is a bad breath. It's basically bad breath. Poison, blind, silence, confuse, sleep, slow all enemies. At a small chance. Give me just a second. I'm getting pinged over here. Who is pinging me? Nobody is pinging me. I have been fooled. Alright, back to this then. So yeah, that's, both those. They're mostly meant to make, Bae stronger. A lot of her stuff is meant to help other characters be stronger. They're supposed to, anyways. Echoes of Void. This gives her more HP at the cost of, less MP. I was gonna make it like 50%. I'm not sure if I will. It does make her a lot more durable. Echoes of Void. So this makes it so that it targets everyone in the battle. If the target hates 5 hits, they get hit with a whole bunch of debuffs. If they deal 5 hits, they get buffs. So this benefits characters that can hit multiple times, like Crony, Iris can with her Nephilim Sangha, Mume can with her Gongon, and potentially her other skill. B2 can with Judgment Cut. Ina can with her single target. So it's kind of an unfair buff in a way, but enemies can also get buff from it. So it's a little risky, just a little bit risky. Okay. The Great Beyond. Also, a lot of these give her status immunities, which is kind of helpful. So, the Great Beyond. It does really big magic damage to all enemies. And it gives Ina no MP cost and unremovable doom. So, for the next 5 turns, I think, or 3 turns, I forget. She has a countdown before she instantly is dead, but her MP cost is 0, so she can just throw stuff out left and right until she, goes bleh. So it's kind of a really strong ability, but you have to keep in mind that she's gonna go bleh. So this one is unique. It increases physical damage that everyone does, but reduces magic damage. Now, this might be useful in some fights, if you're having trouble dealing with mages. It also gives her Void Seal, which is a very strong ability. I do not see Void Seal. Void Seal, what that's supposed to do is, it makes it so it nullifies all damage until, this is hard to spell. Make it give Void Seal. I don't know why Void Shield's not there. But, it makes it so that, Void Shield... It makes... Void Shield, bleh, makes it so that it nullifies all damage for... until the next turn. It's a way to avoid damage. And this weapon... Threads of Fate is a very strong ability. In fact, it reverses living and dead party members. So you can make it so that if she's the last one standing, and you don't have to wait to revive everyone, you can use this and it will full revive everyone and then, kill her. So it's very, 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 very strong. And lastly, we have Kiwawa. Kiwawa is here. As you can see, she also gets a lot of HP. I think B2 has more HP. Yeah, B2 has more HP. So Kiara is her other hang. Not a whole lot changed with Kiara. She's pretty much identical. This got changed so that it lasts for 3 turns instead of between 2 to 5 turns. I don't know if this actually works. I have to check. Smoldering Ashes changed. So this used to do fire elemental damage, and it would do more damage if more allies were KO'd. I changed this to what used to be cronies in the nick of time. So now the only way for Kiara to do damage with this ability is with this. So she's a big tank. She is a very big tank, as you can see. And she's really good at reviving. Now, her weapons are pretty unique in that they always give her auto regen. Every single of her weapons give her auto regen. And this is unique because it's the only fire elemental weapon she has. And you may notice a big jump in power. That's because she just gets as many weapons as everyone else. This one's unique in that it gives auto protect and auto cell. So she takes far less damage from every attack. This makes it so her regular attack hits all enemies. And it gives her a chance to inflict those stashes. And it gives her this ability. So, it deals non-elemental damage on one target, and then the next enemy will take 20% less damage. They will take the damage that enemy took, but 20% less. So, it's her way of doing an AoE, where it does less and less damage the more targets there are. And Kogoskian Blade, if you don't know what this is a reference to the Hail series, both of these, because, you know, she likes the Hail series. It makes her a lot tankier against physical damage, and it enables sparks, which lets her cover everyone. So she will cover all damage to everyone, and she takes 50% less damage. So if you use this with, say, one of these, I don't know if this lasts until the next turn. I think it lasts until the next turn, or her next action, so you probably can't use it with these. Which, you know, makes sense, because that would be busted. Masamune doesn't really give any abilities. It gives her more luck. It gives her a lot more crit and some counter, so it makes her more of a physical attacker. This one's the opposite of Kogoskian. Makes her take less magic, more physical. Also increases her max defense. And it enables Love Rush. So, what this does is, so probably make it not cost any MP. It sacrifices half of her current HP and restore double that amount in one character. So you can full heal almost anyone using this ability if she's at full HP. This is more of an emergency ability though, I find. And lastly, Excalibur. It gives her a 30% chance innately to survive dying. So it's a pretty strong ability, but it doesn't give her like any of these other abilities. So that is all the characters. So items. I don't have all the items here. Let's look at some of the accessories. So, accessories. Not a whole lot changed. Anything that gives a hack and magic got half. these who exist now, I believe. I don't think they existed before. Give me another second. Someone is pinking me. Who's pinking me? Someone was pinging me over here. Okay, so apologies about that. This one got the evasion halved, I believe. A lot of these didn't really change too much. I think most of these are pretty much identical. This doesn't give +1 extra attack anymore. I'm debating on if I should have these, okay, so, have both the immune element and the elemental debuffs. This is still the same. Like, most of these are the same for the most part. There are some new stuff. This one is the same. Yeah, most of these are the same. You only get 2 ribbons in the game, I believe. 2. I'm looking, and I think all of these are the same. This one is kind of mostly because luck doesn't really matter that much for most characters. I'm gonna probably try to do something in regards to luck, but we'll see. Yeah. The new accessories are, like, down below. I just gotta find them. I do need to change this, though, because steel doesn't exist anymore. Or I could just remove it, I guess. I guess I could do that. Scars inflection. On buffs. Here's some new stuff. So, some of these only are available if you get enough mysterious metals, which is a new item. You only get 1 copy of these too, so you only get one of these, one of these, one of these, which is a lot of perhaps. So these are the only new ones. I was thinking of adding in more status per action, because you don't really get that much status per action. You get silence, disable, poison, bleed, MP, bleed. And that's really it. I mean, a lot of the status per action comes from these. Maybe what I should do is put status per action on these. Like, maybe these can, give, like, say, like, this gives you resist a ghost. Maybe this could give you resist a ghost, right? Like, it imbues you, but it gives you resistance to, the element. So, it would be like, imbue fire, resist defire, resist, like, berserk, probably. Things like that might be useful. So that's accessories. And the collabs, spoilers, collab. It's all spoilers. I don't think the collabs really changed that much. I think they're all identical to what I had them originally, but we'll show them off. I like using this one, but I always forget to take it off before a boss fight. And then I'm like, why is my character dying? It's because of the physical thing. Some of these are a lot more useful than others. I really, really need to try to use some of these more. Like, this one is something I throw on, like, Fauna or, Ina. Because it gives magic and MP. And it gives speed. And, you know, the funny thing about this is, for some reason, I made Aqua more magic-based for, her collab. Even though she's not really magic-based. I don't know why, but for some reason, Aqua ended up being, magic-oriented. Some of these do have some very unique things, like this, 20% chance to hit up to 5 extra times with magic attacks. So there's a lot of unique stuff that got cut off. I usually use Sora though, because Sora gives like 20 in all stats, 200 HP, 100 MP, or 50 MP. She's just good. Sora's just really good. And then Chloe I finally gave her this. She just has HP drain, which is pretty nice. And Watame, I don't know if Watame still has her damage reflection stuff. So there's all of that. So items, I would like to show the items, but I didn't make it so that it gives you all items. I really should. I really should, so I can show off the items. But that is all I have for today. That's all the characters and all the collabs and equipment. Combat-wise, combat is pretty much the same. I'm gonna go here and show off the combat a little. Like, the combat is pretty much the same. You can still switch in the middle of battle. You can now check your status during fights. So if you have, say, a status effect, can I give myself a status effect? I am gonna do, say, medium is premium. There we go, and you're gonna give, like, say, reflect. Just reflect, and you're gonna give, like, say, elemental Rongo. So we'll throw some buffs up, and now we're gonna check status. So it tells you what the buff is. It also tells you what the buffs do. And you can move between each character. So the syncing doesn't really matter, honestly. It was supposed to make it so that she couldn't move. But yeah, so this is a neat thing. You can also find your debuffs here. And you can see what your stats are. So you can be like, okay, why is this enemy taking so little physical damage? Well, you can take a look here and see what everyone's attack is. Or you can see what their defense is. And be like, okay, she has 68 defense. She has 37. Obviously, she's gonna take a lot more luck. Why does Fauna have more luck than Iris? And again, Iris probably has no luck. And honestly, sometimes I wonder if Fauna has luck. Sometimes I wonder. So there's that. There's a couple changes to the combat. So I got nothing else for right now. That is all I have right now. I would like to show off other things, but that would be even more spoilers. Like, some of the dungeons would be spoilers. I would like to do a trailer for this game. So, here's the thing. if I were to do a trailer for this game, I can't really show combat because I don't have all the battle animations done. It would be using default RPG Maker MV sprites for that. And I don't have any of the in-battle sprites for enemies. So it would be using default RPG Maker MV sprites there. So I can't really show combat in a trailer due to that. So how would I do a trailer? It would have to be gameplay wise, it would have to be like on the map. It would have to be like maybe a couple cutscenes. But I would like to throw combat into it because, I mean, you want to see combat, right? I mean, I could probably use some placeholder sprites, but I mean, is that something you really want to do for a trailer, is placeholders? I guess you could, I guess I could say it's like a, put like a little, disclaimer that the final product in this trailer, or the product in this trailer is not reflective of the final product. I could probably do that. I would probably only use one song. It will probably be the intro song. It will probably be the idle theme song, more than likely. Whenever, you know, whenever Cole gets that, no rush, Cole, if you're watching or listening to this, there's no rush. Because it's gonna take a while before I'm able to do anything with this. So that's all I have. Again, the game is very close to completion. I only have the ending to do now. I have some balance stuff to do. So ending and balance stuff, those are the two major things. I also need to include some side quests. There's no side quests. I do want to add a couple more optional bosses for the arena. What else? So, side quests, optional bosses, gets enough cutscenes, gets enough combat. Doing the ending. Those are 5 major things for me. I also need battle sprites for battle animations, which is, you know, it's not as important, but it would be nice to have custom-made animations. Battle sprites for enemies. I do have some overworld sprites portraits I don't have yet. Bijou was the last playable character that did not have them. There's still characters that don't have them. And that's really it. And music, but Cole Capcom's or Dixie Cole is taking care of that. So that is all for today. I will say, until next time, everyone, whenever that may be, let's jump back here. So, I will say until next time, whenever that may be. Let me jump over here. I don't know what's going to happen next time. I really don't know. I am digging. I'm digging really, really hard for topics. I had another topic in mind, but I forgot what it was, actually. It completely slipped my mind. Oops. Until next time, everyone, whatever that may be. Hopefully, it'll be more interesting. Hopefully a little more interesting. Until then,